Hello, Mr. Minnick here with a quick walkthrough of a program that's currently called Python Etch a Sketch version 1. Now, it might change its name later. We'll see. But when you run this program, this computer program written with the Python programming languages, the directions are actually incomplete at this time. But I'm just telling you, you can use the arrow keys, the 4 arrow keys on a keyboard to move around. I don't know if this works on an iPad. I haven't tested it because the keyboard's a little different. So I'm moving an emoji around the screen, but each time I press the arrow key, the new mouse is displayed, but all the old positions stay there. If I scroll down in the current version of this and hashtag in front of lines 34 and 35. Feel free to do that, those of you at home following this, even if it's an Edpuzzle in the future. Now, the lines are 34 and 35 currently, but if I end up adding more code, it might bump these down. So these two print statements, when you now run the program with the hashtags there, that's called commenting out a section of code. Meaning, the code is no longer in play. And that is now not working the way it should be. So I'm surprised. Let me run the program again. And, oh, I'm sorry. That was not what I wanted to comment out. It's this section here that I want to uncomment out. So lines 42 and 43, if you remove the hashtags, you are then clearing the player at its old position before, I scroll down to show you, we display the player in the new position. So now it's not an Etch-a-Sketch, it's just simply a move around variation. So I repeat, in the original version of this that you might have accessed, perhaps from my demo program resources, by taking away the hashtags on lines 42 and 43, you have a sort of simpler version of this program that just moves around. But by putting hashtags in on 42 and 43, it does not clear the mouse each time it moves. It leaves the mouse trail there, kind of like breadcrumbs. Okay, so that's it for this session of video explanation. The upgrades that you can make to this current variation would be, besides adding or removing those two hashtags on lines 42 and 43. Some other nice confidence building upgrades that you can make to this program. You could change the instructions and actually make them more accurate, like use the arrow keys and to move around in all 4 directions. And then Q to quit. Right now, the letter Q does exit this program. You can test that on your own. Now, mouse. Mouse is one of the emojis that are built into the import emoji. You can change that mouse to cat, and I know cat is one of the legal emojis. But certain animals, I'm just guessing that an anteater is not one of the emojis. I'm just guessing, and this is probably going to be an error message. Yeah, so anteater is not an official emoji, but common animals like dog and cat are. To learn more emojis that you can upgrade, visit this website address right here, and then put those words in between the 2 colons. Other upgrades that you can make. At this time, if you want to move faster on the screen than little 1 unit at a time, change the 1 in all 6 or 7 or 8 of those occurrences, change it to 2 or 3 or some larger number. The player, the emoji, will take bigger steps with each press of the arrow key if you have the numbers 2 or something higher. So now, as you see when I run this, I currently have a dog, and each press of the arrow key sends it further across the screen. Now the vertical gap is bigger. That might be annoying. So by looking at my code and realizing that when you're going in the down direction, you might only want to move 1 instead of 2. And similarly, when moving in the up direction, you might want to change that from 2 to 1. So with 1s here where I'm waving my mouse, 2s up here, now at least the look of this will be a little bit more spaced evenly. It has to do with what's called the console. I don't want to get into it, but having 2s there and 1s there. Another upgrade would be instead of Q to quit, I could type in the letter X to exit. So when I run the program by typing X there instead of Q, anytime that I'm bored and I have to go, by pressing X, it ends the program and says goodbye. And if you don't like the word goodbye, you can say in French, au revoir. I learned French in high school, so I'm just changing that to au revoir. And there are some other changes you can make. Email me or let me know or work with each other. And it was good meeting you here. Have a great day.